A follow-up to the Lego gun that I created. I want to go over the inner workings and why I took another approach to this. First, let's go over the mechanisms. There are three moving parts. There's the trigger, there's the spring inside, which is loaded inside of this cavity there, and then there is the hammer. The hammer is attached to one of these long bars, and inside you can't see it very well here, but there is a round piece that works as a hammer, and that's what drives the bullets. This fires anything that's tall enough to fit inside the chamber, but anything too wide might get a little stuck, so I stick with the skinny pieces, and they have to be at least 1 block tall. This is already drawn. I will show how it fires. Very similar to what we've already seen. We load it in. It has a smooth barrel. We take aim and fire, and there it goes. Those don't show up very well in the video. So the specifics of it. The spring inside is a spring from a stapler that broke. It is not the spring that pulls that keeps the staples in order. It's a second spring. It's the one that handles the opening and the closing of the device. The stapler was kaput, so I took the spring from it. The barrel is smooth on the bottom. The top doesn't matter because it's gravity that keeps it along the smooth bottom, and that's done using the pieces without nubs on the top. Some of the issues with this: the spring did not have much force, so I added these rubber bands onto it to add extra pulling power, which pretty much overpowers the spring. The extra rubber bands are to keep the piece together. The problem is a pistol grip doesn't work very well, so it'll pull off backwards very easily. So if you're firing the gun and you pull on the trigger too much, it'll come loose. This rubber bands help, but not very much. The other big issue is the trigger is very far away from the grip, so you can't pull it with a regular finger, especially for a kid's hand. It's very hard to do. And the second problem is if the trigger sits in its normal position, you can't cock the gun, and that's just because I went for a trigger that you can pull instead of a trigger you can press. So, with all those problems combined, I present to you gun number 2. Gun number 2 has a lot of advancements. The first is that there's only 2 moving parts: trigger and hammer. Hammer is pulled by a single rubber band. This is a better rubber band, the more popular version. These ones are tiny ones that I got from Walmart. So this is a better rubber band, and it is the only driving mechanism. This has a kind of a rifle grip, so there is no destruction on the pistol grip. When you pull the trigger, there's really no pressure on there. The barrel's a little bit, it's about the same size. There is a slightly bigger draw for the hammer, and not only that, there is an angled notch for the hammer to rest on, and this trigger can be squeezed. It does not, or pulled, or pressed. It's a button. It is not a large lever. It is actually a button. It technically works like a lever, but it's really a button. So that makes it a lot more reliable. There are some issues. I put these smooth pieces on top here. The problem is when those come loose, the reason why they're not on the other gun, if they come loose, they will jam the gun. But it is a reasonable risk for the amount of reward you get from it. But that is not all. No, that is not all. This gun comes with a larger barrel. We will put it together. Now we have a rifle. It comes with a rifle butt. The rifle has iron scopes, adjustable. The rifle barrel also has a removable scope. Which has sort of a crosshair. You can see it on the video. Now, let's fire this bad boy. the hammer. Dope. Put in the notch. The gun doesn't work too well unless you have a hand on the barrel, and the scope fell off, but we won't worry about that right now. And there you have it. We have the adjustable gun with the rifle grip that has a much more solid design and a better draw and a further shot.